JBNN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones, and in the news, one man shot dead, 11 houses burnt, 47 people homeless in Gregory Park attack. Gunmen fired on residents fleeing their burning homes, forcing them back into the fiery structures, according to a preliminary report of the early morning terror that gripped Gregory Park, St. Catherine, leaving one person dead and more than 40 homeless. The attack took place at 17 and 44 Walkers Avenue and at the intersection of Cottage Drive in the dark of Saturday morning. A police report said the carnage started sometime after 3:30 a.m. at 17 Walkers Avenue with the shooting death of 28-year-old taxi operator Ranil Orton, otherwise called Rampant, who was reportedly sitting on a white Toyota Probox motor car with a friend. Both reportedly heard explosions, and in a bid to escape, Orton was shot in his upper body and right arm. He collapsed and later died. Shortly after, the police say a group of men armed with rifles and handguns then made their way to 44 Walkers Avenue where the fire victims were asleep. The attackers allegedly threw oil on the houses and set them ablaze. They later opened gunfire, which awoke the occupants. Whilst the occupants were escaping from the burning buildings, the gunmen opened fire at them, which they had to retreat inside the burning houses, the report said. One elderly resident sustained burns all over her body and is in hospital in serious condition. Teams from the Waterford and Spanish Town fire stations extinguished the blaze. 8 cement casings and 1 blood sample were recovered. 8 houses were destroyed and 3 partially burnt, according to assessments so far, leaving 27 adults and 18 children without a home. Responding to the attack in Gregory Park, Superintendent Upton Nicholson, acting commander for the St. Catherine South Police Department, said the police will increase their efforts in the community, and we hope to prevent this mayhem from continuing. Against that background, he's appealing to residents who might have relevant information to contact the police. Our investigation will be thorough as we pursue these criminals, and the police will not relent until they are caught and brought to justice, he vowed. Gregory Park is in Portmore, which is part of the St. Catherine South Police Division. The area has been witnessing an upsurge in gang-related violence in recent months. Assault rifle among guns seized in Westmoreland. An AR-15 assault rifle was seized after it was found in a plastic bag on Barracks Road in Savlamar, Westmoreland on Saturday morning. Reports are that about 6:15 a.m., the police team searched an open lot as part of an operation when the rifle was found in a plastic bag under shrubs. Police reports are that the operations that began on Tuesday, August 8, aims to disrupt criminal activities, capture wanted men, and to seize guns. A team of officers also assigned to the division seized 2 Taurus 9mm pistols, along with 36 9mm rounds of ammunition during an operation in Gordon District, White House in the parish on Saturday. Reports are that about 11 a.m., lawmen were in the area when the concrete structure was searched. During the search, the guns with 2 magazines were seen in a shopping bag. No one was arrested in relation to these seizures. Investigations continue. Gun and ammo discovered in toilet in Kingston West. A .38 revolver loaded with 4 cartridges was found in an outdoor toilet on Tulip Lane, Denham Town on Saturday, August 12. Reports from the Denham Town police are that about 11 a.m., lawmen carried out an operation at the premises in the area when an outside toilet was searched. The gun was found inside the toilet behind a gas cylinder. No one was arrested in relation to the seizure. Investigations continue. 2 alleged Portmore gangsters charged. 2 alleged gangsters implicated in various crimes including murder in Portmore have been charged by the St. Catherine South Police. Philip Scott has been charged with murder and being part of a criminal organization, knowingly conspired with a criminal organization, and illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. The second man, Tyrese Taylor, is charged with murder, possession of a prohibited weapon, unlawful possession of ammunition, and being part of a criminal organization. Acting head of the police division, Superintendent Upton Nicholson, confirmed the charges. He said that Scott and Taylor, who were from Portmore, were among 6 who turned themselves in when the police announced their names. Nicholson said 3 men remain in custody to be interviewed, while a 7th man is still being sought. The men were named among a group of 7 on August 6th as persons of interest in the upsurge in criminal activities in the area. Nicholson said the interest of the police is to topple criminal leaders within Watson Grove, Gregory Park, and the surrounding communities in Portmore. Russian charge for allegedly shooting man in the face in Clarendon. A 21-year-old man has been hit with several criminal charges following a gun attack on another man in Cornpeace District, Clarendon, on Sunday. David Green, otherwise called Russian, of Top Hill, Hayes, Clarendon, is charged with wounding with intent, possession of a prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and using a firearm to commit a felony. The Maypen police say about 8:30 p.m. the complainant was on his way home when he was allegedly attacked by Green, who opened gunfire, hitting him in the face. The complainant managed to escape and was assisted to hospital, where he was admitted for treatment. A report was made to the police, and Green was arrested during an operation in his community. He was charged after a question and answer session in the presence of his attorney. Man killed in accident outside Grace Kennedy Distribution Center identified. The Spanish Town police have identified the victim of Friday afternoon's fatal accident outside the gates of the Grace Kennedy Distribution Center in St. Catherine. He is Maury Nathaniel Grant, 45, of Fairview, St. Catherine. The police say about 2:15 p.m. Grant was driving a Honda Fit motor car along the Salt Pond Road when the driver of a trailer lost control of the vehicle. The rig then overturned on the car, crushing the driver inside. Grant was removed from the wreck after a tractor lifted the trailer from the car. The truck driver has been warned for prosecution. Person of interest in Daniel Rowe murder in custody. The police are reporting that a woman was taken into custody on Friday in relation to the murder of 8-year-old Daniel Rowe. The disclosure was made by Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitz Bailey, head of the Crime and Security Portfolio.
As the police continues its investigation into the horrific and brutal murder of the late Daniel Rowe, 8 years old, which took place on Thursday, the 8th of June 2023, we can now report that a female person of interest was taken into custody today, the 11th August 2023, at about 2:30 p.m. The person was picked up somewhere in the corporate area. We are unable to give any further information regarding the identity of the person of interest due to administrative and legal procedure. Further information will be made available as soon as those proceedings are completed.
Daniel was abducted after leaving the Brayton Primary School on June 8. She was later found on Roosevelt Avenue with her throat slashed. She was rushed to the Bustamante Hospital for Children, where she died while being treated. Man charged with chef's murder in Gregory Park. A construction worker has been charged with murder following the shooting death of a man while injuring another in Gregory Park, St. Catherine, in March. Charged is 20-year-old Tyrese Taylor of a Gregory Park address in the parish. Dead is 34-year-old Lanceville Grant, otherwise called Lance, a chef of Watson Grove, Gregory Park, St. Catherine. Reports are that about 9:10 p.m., Taylor and two other men were traveling in a Nissan Eddy wagon motor car when Taylor and the men fired shots at a man standing on a section of the roadway. The intended target ran to escape further injuries. Grant was walking on the road in close proximity, was shot. The police were alerted, and Grant and the other man were taken to the hospital, where Grant was pronounced dead. The other man was admitted for treatment. Following an investigation, Taylor later turned himself into the police. He was subsequently charged after he underwent a question and answer session in the presence of his attorney. Mechanic accused of stabbing man with ratchet knife during dispute. A 20-year-old mechanic has been charged after he reportedly stabbed a man with a ratchet knife during an altercation in Cottage Pen, St. Thomas last month. Charged with wounding with intent is Dwayne Thompson of Bamboo River in Morant Bay in the parish. Reports from the Morant Bay police saw that about 2:30 a.m. an altercation developed between Thompson and the complainant when it is alleged Thompson used a ratchet knife to stab the complainant to the left side of his abdomen. The complainant was assisted to the hospital where he was treated and released. On Wednesday, August 9, Thompson turned himself into the police where he was charged after being questioned in his attorney's presence. Mobay craft vendors hit by robbers. Vendors at the Harbour Street Craft Market in Montego Bay, St. James, are counting their losses after 9 shops were plundered over the Independence holiday. The losses are estimated at several $1,000s. One vendor, who asked that his name not be mentioned, said that the thieves removed T-shirts and leather bags from the shop he operates, while a neighboring shop was robbed of an undetermined sum of money. "We now better when we get a call from another vendor and him say, 'Una ear so the shop broken now,'" he recalled. "When we come down here, it was madness. I can't believe some shops get broken into and the security guard is there, and yet nobody can give an account of what happened. Even after the police gone, my wife realized that she was missing t-shirts and some leather bags out of the shop, and another lady was missing money that she had put down for people. It was very much touching because we never expect this since the security guard is in here, the vendor added. The vendors said that while the police visited the location and inspected the target shops, they are yet to be updated on the status of the investigation. We're just going to have to wait upon the police. We have to wait upon them for do what they have to do and come back to we, said one craft trader. Lucy flooded after Riley River breaches its banks. Scores of motorists and pedestrians were stranded in Lucy, Hanover on Friday, after the Riley River breached its banks, causing the town to be flooded. This rendered the area impassable to smaller vehicles and pedestrians. Daniel Rowe, communication officer for the National Works Agency Western Region, speaking late Friday evening, outlined the extent of the problem. She said the water level appeared to be rising and therefore called for everyone to avoid the affected areas. NWA teams were on standby to clear debris from the roadway and a buildup of bamboo in the river once it is safe to do so, she added. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.